AIDS can be ended by 2030 with investments in prevention and treatment, UN says.
Here's a summary of the article.
Geneva, July 13. It is possible to end AIDS by 2030 if countries demonstrate the political will to invest in prevention and treatment and adopt non-discriminatory laws, the United Nations said on Thursday. In 2022, an estimated 39 million people around the world were living with HIV, according to UNAIDS, the United Nations AIDS program. We have a solution if we follow the leadership of countries that have forged strong political commitment to put people first and invest in evidence-based HIV prevention and treatment programs, UNAIDS said in a report published on Thursday. People living with HIV or AIDS in many countries face stigma, discrimination and violence. Progress has been strongest in the countries and regions that have the most financial investments, such as in Eastern and Southern Africa, where new HIV infections have been reduced by 57% since 2010, the report said. These trends are due primarily to a lack of HIV prevention services for marginalized and key populations and the barriers posed by punitive laws and social discrimination, it said. Last year, 1.3 million people became newly infected with HIV and 630,000 died from AIDS-related illnesses, according to UNAIDS. Reporting by Gabrielle Tetreault-Farber. Editing by Bill Burkrot.
This post received a score of 5,500, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
In other words, AIDS cannot be ended by 2030.
Quit being so HIV negative.
Be HIV Aladdin instead.
If we all work together? So we're fucked, got it.
COVID has taught us that if the world needs to pull together to overcome a dire situation, we will instead find ways to inflict the most misery and suffering possible on one another.
Which is ironic, because HIV taught us that in the 80s, when Republicans literally campaigned on letting grids kill us off. GRIDS is what we called AIDS when it first came out. COVID happened exactly as I expected to happen, with a Republican in office.
It's amazing how far we have come since the initial spread of HIV. Men on treatment are no longer infectious, while PrEP can stop transmission if you sleep with someone who is positive. I'm guessing super syphilis will become the scary STD by 2030.
It's kind of amazing that despite that, new HIV cases are still on the rise in the US.
PrEP is amazing if you can afford it. However, those who can't still face the new expectation now that most gay sex is bareback. Plenty of free PrEP programs.
I tried joining one of those programs a few years back. Was told over and over again that the program would cover all costs. 3 months, multiple bills, and a collection letter later I owed about $3,000 and stopped taking it. I'm sure there are programs out there, but I really don't have faith in them.
Wild. I just went to a community agency and they do all my appointments for free. They also the cost of my PrEP except for the copay. My copay is 100% covered by Gilead.
COVID showed us that cooperation is unlikely.
Improve indoor air quality, test people, continue offering paid sick leave for COVID, keep prioritizing vaccine development to get as far past it. Good enough? Stages possible ASAP? Nah, that costs money and makes people think there's something wrong. Much easier to just astroturf, getting COVID is normal and cool now? In dozens of simultaneous articles and have agreed to ignore anyone with a bad case and/or long COVID.
IDK how, but Ronald Reagan is gonna find a way to fuck this up.
Call him what you will, but he is consistent and dependable.
His best work, in my opinion, has been all of the stuff he's done since June 5, 2004.
The idea that we have a simple medication that will nearly prevent any sexual transmission of HIV that can either be taken daily, as PrEP on demand, or injected monthly, and we're still struggling is absolutely absurd.
It's expensive and there are huge cultural and environmental barriers to distribution in the places that need it most.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.